Let's stay with the same event because there is another side to this story. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the US Ambassador, Mr. Sergio Gor, India has asked the American side to avoid questions from the reporters during the Trump-Modi meeting on the sidelines of the G7 summit in France. The meeting took place on June 7th. Here, Mr. Gor said the Indian side wanted the media present for the opening remark, but not a full press interaction. According to his account, Mr. Trump, he was informed and agreed. Then cameras entered, around 50 cameras, and this is according to him. The leaders made their opening statements, and then Mr. Trump asked, "Any questions?" Now that one sentence changed the entire format. Instead of tightly controlled media presence, the whole room, it turned into an extended press interaction. Now here, Indian government has also said something, and it matters a lot, but I'm going to reveal it in my next story. And you know what? It's a very, very embarrassing thing for India because till now, it was Indians who were accusing the Indian Prime Minister of not taking the press questions. But now it's a matter of global concern, which, by the way, Mr. Trump, he did not agree to. In the meantime, India, they later responded through government sources by describing the decisions over public appearances as normal practice before visits by these senior leaders. In other words, the Indian side's position was essentially, there is nothing extraordinary about discussing how a leader's public appearance will be conducted. Basically, we took it very lightly. And that is an important distinction. The issue is not simply whether somebody requested no question. The larger question is, how much access should journalists have to the political leaders that they elected? And this debate is not really unique in India. Every government wants control over the message. Every journalist wants access to the decision maker. And every leader has to balance political communication with media scrutiny. And you know that tension becomes even sharper when the leader, it is somebody like Donald Trump, a politician who has often embraced unpredictable media interactions. And yes, sometimes knowledge creates partnership that survive political disagreement. But now, let's shift the gear because our next story that is not about a research lab at all. It is about something that is far louder. Indian primetime television. Sometimes geopolitics gives us a story so unexpected that you have to pause and say, did he really just say that? Ladies and gentlemen, US Ambassador to India, Sergio Gor, he has apparently discovered one of India's most intense cultural experiences, primetime television news. And you know what is his description? Absolutely priceless. He said that when he gets home, he enjoys watching Indian television news, and that the later it gets, the crazier the show becomes. According to Mr. Gor, at around 6 p.m., you might see 8 people arguing. By 10 p.m., that number, it can rise to maybe 12. And according to his account, everybody is speaking at the same time. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but it is how it is. Well, his point is quite simple. You cannot hear anyone. That's right. We all know that. Now, if you have watched Indian primetime television, not just YouTube, we are talking about broadcast, you probably know exactly what he means. One person starts speaking, another person interrupts, a third person raises his voice. The anchor tries to control the room. In some cases, the anchor might shout too. Somebody says, "Let me finish." Someone else says, "No, no." And somewhere in the middle of all of this, the debate continues with the anchor shouting and abusing people in a sarcastic way. It is chaotic, it is loud, and apparently even an American diplomat, he finds it entertaining. But Mr. Gor, he was not only talking about television. He also made a politically significant claim about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meeting with the US President, Mr. Donald Trump. According to Mr. Gor, India's Ministry of External Affairs had requested the leaders' meeting not turn into a full press conference. However, Mr. Trump said, agreed. But then came the cameras. Well, then the leaders made the opening remark, and Mr. Trump, he turned towards the journalist. He asked, Any questions? And suddenly, the carefully arranged event, it became much longer interaction with the press. Instead of immigration barriers, we are seeing something very different here. India and America are building a bridge for researchers, and it's a big win for both the nations. Now, here's the story that offers a very different picture of US-India relationship. That's right, while governments argue over tariff, visas, trade barriers, universities are quietly building something much more durable here. Research partnership. Amity University in India has launched the Amity Global Research Hub in New York. The hub was inaugurated at the Consulate General of India in New York. And its objective, straightforward: bring Indian and American researchers, universities, companies, and policymakers closer together. Well, here the focus areas include emerging technologies, innovation, in fact, researching and solution to global problems. And it matters a lot, not just to Indians, but to both the nations. It matters because geopolitical relationships are not built only through presidents or prime ministers. They are also built in laboratories. They are built in universities, research centers, technology companies, and classrooms as well. Think about artificial intelligence here. Think about biotechnology. Think about space. Think about clean energy. Think about advanced material. Well, no single country has all the answers. The most important scientific breakthroughs increasingly require international collaboration. India has the talent. America has research institutions, infrastructure, capital. Put the two together and create something far more powerful than a simple exchange program. You create an innovation network. Ladies and gentlemen, the new hub is designed to connect researchers and institutions across India and the United States, and maybe other markets too in near future. And yes, this is significant for young Indian professionals and students as well. Why? Because the India-US relationship, it's no longer only about Indians going to America for education or maybe jobs. Increasingly, well, the relationship that is about research happening across both the nations at the very same time. Maybe in a collaboration. A researcher could collaborate with a university in New York while working with an institution in India. A technology company could develop a product in both the markets. A scientist could move between ecosystem, India and US. Well, this is the softer side of geopolitics that we don't get to see too often these days. No tariff, no missile, no immigration battle. Well, there is just knowledge and a lot of learning.